Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to season 1, episode 6, I believe. We didn't say that for the last podcast, but it's episode 6 of Perspective. And hope your guys' Friday is going well since we're uploading this on Friday. And what's up with you? Good?
Dude, the way you're, nothing much, man. I got a haircut.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, your guys' Ramadan finished, right?
Well, Ramadan's over. I can drink
How
stuff.
does it feel?
I can eat. Feels
Good.
great to, eat with other people.
Yeah. What do you guys do on, on Eid?
Eid?
Yeah.
A lot of partying.
Nice.
What stays at Eid? What? I was going to say something cool right there.
No. Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Right.
Okay, but we have these 2 extra chairs here.
Yeah, so today,
we have 2 guests coming over. If you guys want to come down and introduce yourselves.
Yes. We have, yes.
Hurry up, please. Okay.
Got it? Alright.
I think you're supposed to start talking when you're in the frame, bud.
It's fine.
Alright, so I'm about to sit down.
Alright.
Okay, guys, so these are 2 good friends. This is Damon. That's
And
Damon. This is Drew.
Yes, we got both of them. Alright, so how's your
Drew
day
looked
going?
like he ready to go to a job interview. He didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so right here in front of us, we got these new drinks because obviously we said in the last podcast that we're going to be trying out some new stuff. So right here we got a Snapple. This is a strawberry and kiwi. So you guys excited to taste this?
Heck yeah, man. Alright, let's go. Everybody open up.
Ooh.
By the way,
Nice
guys,
snap.
Alright.
Okay, ready? 3?
I go to Folsom High with these guys. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, these are peers. Like we said before, our guests are probably just going to be
Yeah.
our
Tried it.
student.
Yeah, just from like our school, yeah.
kind of fire.
We're going to
You're
take the boys.
doing it together, but okay.
Oh, that's my bad.
Alright. Ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Ooh. I like the flavor.
I dig it.
First
Dig it.
impression, it's fire. Second impression, it's not as good as the apple flavor.
Really?
Oh.
I never
Yeah.
had it.
I've never had Snapple.
I've had the peach flavor before. Peach flavor is like the original.
No, it says sun apple. It's supposed to be apple.
Yeah. I drink the peach flavor every morning. It's fire.
Apple.
Kiwi,
apple
strawberry,
is-
it's alright. I mean, I think it's not as sweet as you expect it to be, but a lot of people like that, so. But I like drinks that are pretty sweet.
What about you there? What do you think?
Apple is a chief. Apple.
I think are you just copying my opinions, or?
No, apple. Like. Apple.
Alright. Okay. Well, alright. How you guys doing so far? You guys good?
Honestly, summer's been pretty fire so far. I've been super busy. I've been working at Kaiser for my preceptorship, which has been hecka fun. Coaching swimming. That's about it so far. Working at the zoo, volunteering.
Oh, that's cool. What about you there? Anything new?
I've been taking a rest from school actually. A week off is nice because my FLC classes start like
Oh, you're doing
next
FLC?
week. So also doing summer school, just stuff like that.
That's cool.
So, what we were talking about this, we had ideas that we wanted to talk about beforehand, and we were going to do research for it, but being the idiots that we are, we didn't do any research for it, but
Yeah.
I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on some of the things that happened recently over the weekend. So, Saturday, June 8th was Oceans World Day. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's to promote awareness for ocean pollution and plastic pollution and stuff like that.
Yeah. We got
So-
into pollution like in our last podcast, but that was on our
Yeah.
SoundCloud portion, so yeah.
Yeah, we did? I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys listen on SoundCloud? Do you guys even listen?
Yeah.
Alright guys, just make sure to follow us everywhere.
Yeah.
Alright?
Like SoundCloud.
Sure, follow us on
yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Small plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely with some of the facts that I know about plastic as we're drinking
Those.
Snapple, these are pretty much plastic bottles.
That's it.
Do you know that plastic bottles take 400 years to biodegrade?
That's why they're recyclable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
do you also know that there's like 4 billion pounds of plastic is dumped in the ocean each year?
Yeah.
Which is, and then by 2050, there's gonna be more plastic in the ocean than there is gonna be fish. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, obviously, that's a pretty crazy statistic, but I mean, seeing as how our world is, where a lot of people are pretty unaware of what things that are happening. People feel like, oh, one bottle, if you just throw it in the trash instead of recycling it, it's not really going to make a difference. And so, obviously, one bottle from every family, in the world, that's going to add up over time. And of course, it's not just one bottle, it's not just bottles. There are other things. Pretty much everything that we have is made out of some sort of form of plastic.
Yeah,
In a way, yeah,
but
that's true.
definitely I think that the upper class in the world and society doesn't see the effect of pollution
Yeah, because they don't
because
really, yeah, they don't
like the
really
street outside is a lot cleaner than like if you go into the city you're gonna see trash stuff on the ground, but if you go into like third world countries, that's where all of our plastic gets dumped too.
Yeah.
Like when we dump it into the ocean and like where do you expect it to go? Like this gonna reach a destination, right?
Yeah.
And some of these places like Malaysia, I remember Malaysia, the Malaysian Prime Minister like threatened all these other countries like in a public announcement saying that we're not going to be your trash dumpster anymore because all the plastic pollution, like plastic bottles, like what he said, everything about plastic is all going to Malaysia or third world countries like that. So like that's the kind of problem that needs to be fixed definitely. And us being youth, like we're the future leaders in the future.
So we have to take care of this problem.
Future
generation.
Yeah, like monitors or caretakers of the world. Being as it may, if we have a platform that we use social media wise or whatever, this podcast, I feel like as the youth we should put a different perspective on things. Small plug. And show the world that the previous generation did a job of trying their best, but it's our job now to sort of fix the problem that they put onto us.
Yeah. So like one
and
question.
we're all to blame, obviously, because we're all drinking plastic. Yeah.
Yeah. But like if I had to like ask you guys like one question, like what would you do to like prevent the problem?
So, I mean, you want to go first, Drew? Or?
Yeah, I would recycle as much as possible, and plus like, well, I guess in the state of California we have a charge on our plastic bags. So just bring a plastic bag from your house, simple stuff like that actually, saves a little bit of plastic and reduces your personal carbon footprint. Also, just stuff like carpooling and like very, very, common sense stuff. Recycling your tin cans, paper. Paper is the big one actually because you're cutting down trees. But yeah, in general, the note is the previous generation did the creation. Now we have to preserve all of what we got, So that's the.
I also read online that people don't necessarily know where to put their plastic waste. Like people will dump their plastic waste in the trash, but not the actual recycling, and that in turn becomes an even bigger problem because now you have to sort out the plastic through like trash.
Yeah.
So like definitely knowing where to put your garbage and waste is like already a big help in itself because then you can sort it out and actually have an impact afterward. But when you talk about plastic, I mean, there's also other types of pollution.
Yeah, like air pollution and stuff.
Air pollution, carbon footprint, like you just said, greenhouse gases. We talked about the Bill Nye video, last podcast, but have you guys seen the Bill Nye video?
Yeah.
Where he goes off?
Yeah.
Well, if you guys didn't hear it in the SoundCloud portion, definitely go check it out. But then, like, if we could talk about it right now, what do you guys think of Bill Nye's perspective?
I mean, it makes sense. It's
Bill Nye's like angry, first of all,
of the problem,
because we're not doing anything about it, and saying that like the world is literally on fire that's facts. Yeah, that's definitely the biggest problem is global warming. I feel like too.
But I think like one of the major problems is like where are we gonna get like the money to like pay to solve.
Well, no, if we just, I feel like countries now are like focusing their attention finally on the fact that global warming is a big problem because like I don't know, there's like thunderstorms happening out of nowhere in the Midwest, and there was like the Arctic polar like rising of like the North United States or whatever, the Midwest. Like they went into like some crazy like snowstorm, and I'm pretty sure it was due because of global warming affecting like temperature change in the earth and stuff. And then polar bears are coming down from the north because Antarctica's like it's melting.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty big problem, man. Like if you guys aren't aware of these kind of things, definitely get yourself informed before taking action.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know the facts, then you're not going to help in any way by just doing these stuff without knowing the facts before.
Yeah. And I think that kind of all ties back into the Bill Nye video, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I grew up pretty much watching Bill Nye in elementary school, middle school, and he's kind of an iconic figure in our generation. And it's really important because the problem's got to start with us, and we can fix it, but obviously, we don't have the money or the resources to do that. But we do, in a sense, is that we're all being educated in this, and a lot of people, I mean, no one's going to really say, oh, this isn't a problem. Most people will agree in our generation that this is going to be a future problem. And so what I think that the solution is that it's super, super important that we start educating about this problem from, elementary school and beyond, which is what we learned in elementary school. We learned to recycle, we learned how to do all these other things. And that's important to keep doing that, but because children's minds are the most moldable. And so it's not going to be, an instant fix, but in the long run, that's what's going to solve it, is education, and that isn't necessarily a hard thing to do.
I side with that, but I honestly think that education can only take you so much, so far. Because I feel like nowadays we're all educated on the subject of, we all know pollution, especially plastic pollution, is a problem.
But what I'm saying is that we educate our children, or our younger brothers.
Of course, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. But I'm saying that people are educated to the point that they're not taking action, and I feel like that's another consequence of our own doing, because we're only educating so much to show that, hey, this is something that, it's passing, the previous generation is passing off their problems onto us, right?
Yeah, so basically,
and the way that they're doing that is just educating us to doing it. But our job is to figure out, action-wise, what can we do to actually fix the problem? And I think that's what we need to be educated on, rather than
just knowing
rather than showcasing that this is a problem.
Just
educate them ways on actually fixing it.
Yeah, I understand.
I have a point to make. Education versus a consequence, because global warming is a consequence, and education about it, well, yeah, you can educate it, so educate people about it, but we have to treat it like a consequence for it to be taken action on. Just saying, it's like the 1,000 facts we learn in history. It's like this existed, this existed, this existed. Oh, global warming exists too. Plus, so it has to move on from that phase of that phase of being a factoid to being an actual consequence, meaning you have a business in a laissez-faire economy, and you want to have a government control over a carbon footprint. Just have some consequence to a business's existence in the economy. Say that, oh yeah, you have to put this much amount of profit, or there are many solutions. I'm no statistician or economist, so I don't know, but there are many solutions, because there's money being thrown around everywhere. So,
I think that's a problem. I think that countries aren't focused on fixing one thing at a time. Yeah. We can go into Donald Trump doing some bull crap, but think about it. What has Donald Trump done in his presidency that actually helped? You guys follow politics?
Yeah. I'd rather not get into it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. See, there's nothing worth talking about with that guy, but. Especially relating to in the environment, the United States pull out of the Paris environmental deal a couple years ago, and that right there, we're not putting our priorities straight
in the right places. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's an overall attitude towards topics like this, right? As I said, you have to stop treating it like it just exists in its own space. It has to be part of a overall community sense that this is what everyone's dealing with. Not me, not Africa, not India, not Pakistan. Everyone's dealing with this. So it's that kind of sense that America was able to pull out of it because, well, comparatively, American environment is pretty well maintained due to the EPA and all those organizations keeping in check. But that's not going to be for too long, and that's what we need to start thinking about, Whereas other countries are coming in and pitching in, mindlessly because they know their environment is at a brink of, no return. So that's food for thought,
Definitely. All right, guys. What else do you guys want to talk about? We again, we're winging it.
Yeah, we didn't really do too much research. I think
plastic was the main thing that we really wanted to talk about, but definitely if you guys think of some other stuff, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Has anybody even commented on the last video? Well,
not on the last video. But anyways, I think we wanted to also get in about social media. I think that's another thing we want to talk about.
Well, I feel that with us and the platforms, I already said this, platforms that we have should be used to our advantage. But then again, there's also a problem. You can only use it to get you so far.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's a problem with our youth. But the youth also needs to be have their priorities set straight. as well, because we're all to blame for this plastic problem. Final statement, final consensus.
Of how to fix it.
Educate, react, and
How to, I don't know, just like how to make kids like actually, help instead of just
we
like
should have like
knowing
a
about it.
3-word phrase that's easy to remember.
Okay,
Reduce, reuse, recycle, whatever. But that's easy enough. But I'm talking about like actually fixing the problem.
Yeah.
Educate, react, and understand the consequences.
Exactly. That's good. But that's like
Okay.
5 words.
That's
That's
it's catchy.
okay.
Alright, yeah, so
Um,
that's for that one. Do you want to get into the social media part?
About what?
Just
Don't
like
remember.
how it affects us as
Okay.
teenagers.
What do you guys think about social media?
Yeah.
Your overall perspective.
I think social media is pretty great. I think that you can, I think just the fact that you can talk to anyone basically anytime you want, through your cell phone, through your computer, or whatever. Basically through your cell phone, most people.
Yeah.
Through your cell phone. I think that's great because, before it's like, what if you need to borrow something or, you need something from someone? You never know, you need to call your mom or whatever. Like, obviously that's not exactly social media, but it's kind of similar
It's
in a
definitely
way.
a type of social media though.
Yeah.
You got a point. Yeah, but there's definitely like some negatives, obviously, like as we know with social media too, like the type of messages that people put out there, and like what we can do about it. Because you can still put like a lot of good stuff on social media, but there's people that also use it for bad intentions too.
Yeah, and there's also teenagers. So intentions are not clear for teenagers, obviously, because people are mindless. And also lack of privacy means you can dig through them years later and find, crap that they don't mean most of the time.
Yeah, and bring it up and, bring it up against them, which
It could ruin careers, it can
No.
ruin
it has.
lives.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it
definitely
definitely
has.
has. And, that's sort of a problem, but I mean, that's just how it is. That's why we tell, you're told all the time, don't post anything that you regret because it's there forever.
Yeah.
And, obviously that's true. So, even on like Snapchat where, you think it disappears, it doesn't disappear. It's out there.
Yeah, because people have definitely like lost their scholarships due to like
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
stuff like that.
You guys have any hobbies? Do you have any?
Just already.
Do you guys have any anything interesting?
Just
going
completely return that.
Yeah. Because we talk
Yeah.
about social media
Exit,
all the
exit.
time. Not gonna lie.
Exit.
You guys talk about social media on other podcasts too,
Yeah, we
right?
talk about social media a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
So
But I also want to get like other people's like perspectives on it too.
We're all gonna
We
have
got-
basically the same perspective.
Yeah,
everybody
basically.
has
We
perspective.
have the same.
We're all from the same generation,
Yeah.
So.
Your camera.
So I guess we're not going on YouTube. Shout out to all the YouTube people.
No, we'll use these two.
Shout out.
Just kidding.
Shout out to
We're
that
still here.
Shout out
camera
to
right
YouTube
there.
people. Alright,
All right, yeah. So one of the cameras
I'm in the
keeps
shot.
are you gonna
yeah.
fix
that
it? Just
shot.
fix it. What's wrong with it?
You're not gonna be pulling anyone anyways.
Oh, really?
Why is that? Why don't you think he's gonna be pulling anyone, Damon?
Because I can't expose this man.
Oh man.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
There's
alright.
only like 39 people who
Don't
watch
worry, out
anyway.
of 39 people, I bet you most of them know Dhruv.
Most of
That's
them.
all I need to say, okay?
Wasn't no
If you know Dhruv, then you know why.
Damon, why do you think you pull so many girls?
What, I think I pulled somebody? I don't think I pulled that many girls.
I think he pulled.
I pulled one.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Shout out to my talk about.
That was cringe, but you know what? We're still putting it on there because,
Why not?
why not? Anyways,
Alright.
why can't Dhruv pull girls? Because Dhruv, he's too touchy.
Ooh.
He'll touch a girl before he even knows them.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay, all over.
That's a
Yeah.
little too much. I don't know about that. Hold on, man. Okay.
I'll expose them, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You want me to expose?
Yeah.
all 39 people that watch.
You guys hang out
You
at lunch
know.
a lot?
Me and
You guys-
Dhruv?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
We're all sitting in the same area. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but there's like you guys are on like the opposite end or whatever.
Yeah. No, me and Dhruv, we always basically sit together. I mean, Dhruv.
All right,
goes
Damon.
off
What's
and
your
does
what's
his
your
own thing,
key to picking up girls? What's the
What's
key?
my
What-
key?
yeah, what is
picking
the key,
on
bro?
girls?
What's the key?
What you do?
What do I do?
How did you get this one?
The special one.
Yeah, this one special lady.
You know, honestly, I'll be completely 100. I got no idea.
Nice.
But I think you just gotta stay genuine to yourself. You know, don't fake it for a girl because
True.
that's terrible. Because when she finds out later that you're faking it the whole time, not only are you in a bad spot, she's also like,
What you do?
she's not gonna like you
Yeah,
anymore.
that's
like,
true.
that's terrible. And then you know you gotta surround yourself by good people, like Dhruv. Who can,
as you
As he
roasted
roasted
him?
me.
Nah,
As he
As you
roasted
roasted
me.
him?
let me finish. All right, you gotta surround yourself with good people like Dhruv so that you look better.
Oh, you gotta let him finish.
Okay.
Gotta let him
Oh,
finish.
okay.
Drew,
solid.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
Can you explain your style with me, Drew?
My style?
Yeah, I mean, like,
he
I
just
like
walks
the
in, like,
professionalism, but then you have like Damon
Yeah.
just came back from a frat party,
Dude.
and
always.
then Dhruv here just came back from class. So,
Bro, I mean, I was
do
doing
you guys
some business.
first impressions? What are you guys' thoughts on first impressions?
What?
First impressions.
They're key. You're talking about relationships, or you're talking about just in
Just
general?
first impressions in general for job interviews.
They're
Okay,
making new friends.
Let's talk real. When I saw Damon first, what did I think? I felt like he would play like Minecraft at home.
He's roasting it back.
His hair were like full down and all, and like sitting under the tree or whatever. I thought, what did I think? He probably like.
First time you saw me?
Yeah,
In middle school?
Yeah, in middle school. I thought like you played Minecraft for short. Like I was like, this guy plays Minecraft, and then I was like,
there's nothing wrong with
and then
Minecraft, to be honest.
no, and then like.
I mean,
That's very creative, you know.
I mean, we were playing Minecraft like recently.
Well, yeah, you're right. But it's like it's unironically better now. You know.
Nice. Okay.
People are coming back to it.
Like I'm confused. So you bring it up?
No,
First
no,
time
no.
you-
No,
first
it's
impression
not-
of me in middle school
No,
before you
first,
talked to me.
yeah, because he asked her about first impression, right? Like, not bad. It's just like what I thought in my head. I was like,
Oh, I see.
this guy looks like a gamer dude.
I didn't even know who Juve was in middle school.
Yeah, he
to
did
be
not.
honest.
Yeah, he did not know me. Well,
Because
he
his first
I knew Drew
impression,
for like 1 year in middle
not
school.
memorable.
Yeah,
Half-
I knew in 8th grade.
couple months.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Yeah.
a month or two.
Dude, you were so different in middle school compared to like when you came to high school, dude. Bro.
We're all different.
Okay. If I have
I'm
a picture of
way
Drew, I'm just gonna like put it right here.
Yeah.
Bro, his hair.
It's insane.
Dude, do you remember his
Just
hair, bro?
Compare. Hey, find a picture of me. Boom. What I look like that.
Bro, that hair.
Hey, if you can't find one, I'll send you one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
promise
yeah.
you, I definitely have some. Someone's gonna have some.
I have some of mine too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big
We'll put it on
exposed.
there.
It was It's,
That's why, first impressions sometimes, middle school, they're not always accurate, huh?
They're not-
Do you
always
think
actually.
you
Like-
can ever fix a bad first impression?
yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
definitely.
Of course, yeah.
Personally, I don't like to make first impressions.
What?
Yeah, no.
How are you
In a
ever
way,
gonna-
I guess.
No, I don't.
And that goes right back to...
I don't. I really don't. Like, actually, I do not have first impression whatsoever because I like to see beyond the surface because there's probably a
Beyond
Okay.
the surface.
See beyond the surface.
there's
We're not
probably
talking about your first impression of someone else. We're talking about
anybody, like beyond your surface.
But
you know?
what about
I don't
you?
know about even me, like just anybody. Okay,
So you don't
I
think
walk into a
first
class.
impressions is
I don't
that
think
important?
it's important.
Really?
No.
You're insane.
Presentation,
Really?
yes, in terms that aesthetically pleasing or whatever, or like
Aesthetically
Aesthetic.
pleasing.
mannerisms,
Pleasing.
mannerisms or whatever. But like,
Yes.
So just like
That is
how
true.
you dress up,
that's not part of first
Because
impression.
apparently,
When
you
you're when
know-
you're talking about first impressions, there's two things that you need to keep in mind: your preconceived notions
So much sugar.
and your actual impression,
That's
like your
alright.
physical stuff.
Yeah, it could be like about like how their body language is and like how they
Yeah,
dress.
that is fine. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy's wearing like a cool black shirt. That was my first impression. He's pretty presentable. But preconceived notion meaning like that guy is brown or white. Preconceived notions come into place.
So racism.
Yeah,
That's-
whatever. No, like anything.
You're racist. That's what you're saying.
That's a redhead. That's a
Drew
redhead.
a little bit on the inside.
It's okay, we're all a little bit racist.
No.
We're all judgmental.
Yeah.
Everybody gets judged, 100%. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I think when
Everybody
people
gets
say
judged.
they don't judge, like everyone judges someone. Like the moment you see someone, you're immediately judging them. Like I think we're all guilty. I'm guilty of it. Like
Yeah,
I
for sure.
always look at
Yeah.
people and I always like analyze them and see like what they're like and stuff. But like to see let's see if we're compatible. If I'm
Yeah.
gonna like you or not.
I feel like analysis is different and judging is different.
If you're not gonna
Well-
judge someone, then you're judging them by saying that they're not really that important. You don't care because when you first meet someone,
I mean, judging them like
I think
you're gonna make a judgment about
It's a
them.
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit
You have
hole.
to think something about them.
Yeah, you have to
or
think.
You think that they're nothing.
Yeah.
Like
That's
just how,
Yeah, that's
you know,
just
the
Yeah,
world
you're,
works.
you're always gonna have first impressions. It's not gonna go away.
yeah.
in that sense, yes.
So back to like what makes a good first impression. So you're saying you have to look good. I think it's more. There's a balance. You have to
It's a
look
balance,
good,
yeah.
and you have
Balance.
to.
Like,
It's important to be like
personality-wise.
personality. It comes off. It can't come off in a couple of seconds. It has to be a little bit more than a minute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's not just all the dressing or facial expression, how someone looks, hair. Not all about that. It's
Yeah.
it's all about.
I think
the way you-
hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene.
No, for
Hygiene-
sure.
No,
Hygiene
yeah.
definitely needs a first. for me. Like, if you smell bad, out of my face. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm never, hygiene, I think, is number one. I could care less if your clothes are gross. Like, you could be having like a bad day or something, whatever. But if you like don't take care of yourself, then leave me alone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's definitely the number one thing that I look for.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for friends.
I think
that's it. Yeah, just like people to like hang out with. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, you smell Drew. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Okay.
Smell nice.
And yeah, I think sort of tying into that, what Drew and Fies were saying, those things are important, but like personality, like Drew was saying, that also kind of goes off with how are you talking to them, how are you showing yourself, and I think the way you speak is huge, because if you're going to have a loud, clear, defined voice, especially when you're a teenager or a young adult, older adults, they're going to take you way more seriously if you have the confidence, or you just have a loud voice in general. But if you have that confidence to talk to them and so that they can hear you, because one thing that I found out the other day, I was as I said, I was volunteering at Kaiser, so I was here at the Kaiser in Folsom, and I was working with a doctor. I'm not going to name him just in case one of you lucky people get him. But one of the first things he said to me, which I was super surprised by, because I always speak sort of in this tone that's pretty clear, pretty loud. He was saying, I can actually understand you. And he was like really surprised, because he had said other students that had come through to, shadow him, it was like impossible to hear them because they were like quiet, shy. So that's one thing that's super important on those first impressions, is how much confidence and how are you
communication.
Speaking. Yeah.
Communication is one of the key things, and also like being able to convey your message pretty
Important.
Uniformly and shortly, actually, because no one wants to keep paying attention to your long ass sentence. Someone needs to, you need to shorten down bullet points. I need this, not like and yeah. So.
Definitely. Do you think that stereotypes play a part in first impressions? Like,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, if like clothing stereotypes, like he wears Maverick from Logan Paul, I wear like shirts from Yes Theory.
Yeah.
So do you think that
So
definitely
that
with
has a part
teenagers
with
who
first
pay attention to
impressions,
those like platforms?
Yeah.
Do you think that would affect?
I can share some personal experience on that. So I went to a grocery store like the other day, dressed like this sort of, and like, there's this guy. He's like, "So you work at Intel?" And I'm like, yeah. I was like,
what?
I was very tempted. To say yes, because that's how it is. Because we live in Folsom, and Intel's a very big employer in our town, so it becomes a common norm for Asians and Indians, especially of this attire and this stature, to work in that place. But I said no. I'm just a high school student. He was like, yeah, you look good. Okay, so stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just how you
Drew
look.
wishes he could work at Intel.
Yeah, I wish. No, I don't like engineering. I can't see myself sitting down in a chair and working the entire
Yeah, that's also like one thing I also want to talk about, because like I also like wanted to work at Intel too. But like when I think about it, like you're just gonna be sitting down there for like a 9-to-5 job. Like you're not gonna be like active or anything. You're just gonna be sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk? Okay, well, then I'm pretty sure we focused on this in like our first podcast.
We talked about it like a little bit.
Following your dreams and whatnot, but
yeah.
I go through this with like my parents a lot. I don't know if they're watching this, but whatever. But my parents, like I tell them I want to do like a certain job. Like one thing I'm really interested in is barbering, like cutting hair.
Oh. Dude.
Okay.
Like, cause I know that sounds like pretty lame.
But like,
that's actually really cool.
Because like
give them
barbers, barbers have
get a fresh fade.
Yeah, cause like, when people like say they they waste their time and like watch YouTube all the time. Like the certain videos that I watch are all just barber tutorials, and because it's like, first of all, it's like really satisfying, right?
Yeah.
And then two, those guys, it takes like a lot of skill.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's
for sure.
Like definitely with like low paying, like, well, not necessarily low paying, but like labor jobs like that. I think that people overlook the amount of skill that it takes to do these kind of jobs, because like they don't pay as much as like say a computer scientist or whatever, right? Yeah. But like barbering, with it, you have to grow and have that experience to become like a master barber, and you also have to like go to you have to go to school for this too. Like people don't take it seriously is a problem, and I feel like that's another problem that the youth also faces with not taking jobs so seriously because, or like jobs that they would want to pursue.
Yeah.
Like parents not taking those jobs that they want to pursue, that their kids want to pursue because of the fact that it just doesn't pay well. Like overlooking the money factor of jobs.
Yeah, because like I also want to get into that. So I also watched like a few different podcasts and stuff, and they actually talked about something like this, where like kids, like, you know, like when we were in elementary school and stuff, like we were like, oh, we want to be like astronauts, we want to do like big things, right? But like now when you get into like high schoolers, now we're like, oh, like, you know, I'm just trying to work like at like a 9-to-5 job, trying to do something that's like more like in reality versus like what you wanted as a kid. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I think definitely because we're all spoiled. I think we can all agree that we're pretty damn spoiled,
yeah, because
right?
like, cause we live in Folsom, and Folsom is like, it's like a.
I mean,
this is one of the arguments. Yeah, Folsom's
agree to disagree.
What, that Folsom's not a high-end community?
No, about we being spoiled, because it's not the money that makes you spoiled. It's the environment.
I think it's definitely the money. Okay.
It's definitely not the money. I know.
Well, what's your point?
It's the environment, like the people you're surrounded with. You know, if you teach a person what to do with the money, you know, if you teach them the value of how much time and effort it took to get that money, then obviously over time they learn that and they start to value that same thing. It's just like anything you teach a child. So it's more of the environment, and we can say yes, there's a commonality between say 50-60% of the public over here. They don't really give that to their children, so their children don't come to value those things. But I agree to disagree that no.
I can see that. I understand that.
Yeah, like I've seen many rich kids who are pretty.
But
pretty
what
good.
I was trying to say was that, like, upholding the same kind of lifestyle that you grew up in is the problem that I think parents are seeing, because that's the argument that my parents bring. It's like, okay, you want to do the same stuff that you're doing now, like having fun all the time, then you're going to want to do a job that pays enough to do that amount of fun, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a problem that kids are, well, not necessarily the kids, I think it's the parents is the problem. Because parents are, well, not necessarily a problem, they're just pushing their kids to do better, necessarily, or sort of, so to say, quotations, right? To do better in life that they think would help them out and have them be more happier, help them be more happier doing if they were to do a job that pays more. Because with, but with, like, people have the consensus that, or the idea or stereotype that money brings happiness, right? You can get anything with money, but if you don't love what you're doing, good luck with that, man. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Like, barbering, like, I really respect barbers and their hustle, because it takes a lot to go that route. And definitely barbering, if you grow up in like a low-income community like Concord or something. So I remember watching one YouTube video where there's a high school that had a barbering class because kids were like failing school because of like their environment that they grew up at home in, and they pursued barbering to like help them get out of like this giant hole that they dug themselves in, or they ended up in themselves, and like barbering got them out of it because it gave them a skill to learn. Like it's like overlooking the classic like carpenter. Like everybody's gonna need a carpenter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like because they have a skill. That can't be overlooked. Like everybody knows, like, okay, yeah, you could argue like robots could fix that or whatever, but I'm trying to say that there's like a classic like skill that needs to, like, labor in itself has its own satisfaction that comes with pursuing it, and it's a different feeling that you get with labor than you do with, like, say, these high-end paying jobs, because it's a skill. That's it. It's pretty much, it's a special skill that people have passion for. I think that's another problem, that people don't have passion for the job that they're pursuing. Because think about it, when you go to school, right? You're volunteering. Like, oh my God, I already talked about this, but the volunteering part, kids aren't volunteering for volunteering purposes. They're not volunteering to help out the community. Why are they volunteering?
To learn.
No, they're volunteering to get college apps.
Yeah, exactly, college apps, yeah.
Well, that's why I'm volunteering.
Okay, yeah, you could definitely, I agree with that.
So,
like, if you're volunteering for, like, the community, hell yeah, man, good for you.
You have outliers in the examples, but yeah, most people are doing it for college apps. And more or less, I want to backtrack to Faiza's point about parents and how they think that 6-digit salary means everything. You can earn 6 digits doing anything in life, to be honest. I know people who do carpentry for 30 years, they're earning more than six digits,
Definitely,
more than
grow.
an average engineer would earn at Intel. I know people who are just doing entrepreneurship and all that. So just crazy stuff like that. And going back to again Fayez's barbering interest. There are barbers doing stuff for Kim Kardashian, all those A-list celebrities. Who's gonna do their hair? Well, very skilled people. And how much they're gonna get paid? Way more than an average engineer would earn in like a week's worth of, working on code and just sitting at a day job. It's all about interest. Be the best at whatever you're doing. Be the best at whatever you want to be.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what gets you far. Money comes along.
Yeah.
Definitely. So just take passion in what you pursue.
Yeah, but again, don't forget it's a compensation for your work. So do pay attention to it. It's part of,
don't get ripped off.
Yeah, like people. I hear people say mostly. Well, a lot of people, they say, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor because I can heal people, I help people. Well, yes, but like there's a lot of money attached to it too. So, and you can be a doctor anywhere and get paid really good salary, way above median wage. So consider it and be thankful for it, I guess. It's part of the compensation and it exists. So yeah, that's my two cents on that.
Definitely, I side with that.
Yeah.
Like go beyond, be the best that you can be at what you do.
Yeah.
And then get paid for it. Because if you don't get paid for it, then
Get paid for it, yeah. Being paid, being monetized for stuff.
Money runs the world.
Yeah, money runs the world.
So we just ended the conversation about jobs and stuff. So you wanted to bring up an example of something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so something in the news, a guy in South America, I don't really know his name, but he offered a homeless guy a double stuffed Oreo, but instead of like the double stuff, it was toothpaste in it, and the homeless guy sued him for that.
Hell yeah, man. I would. My
But was it just like for a prank?
I have a good
or like,
personal
I don't know
example for this. My uncle, I'm not gonna name him, but he got hit by a car, and it wasn't his fault.
Right.
Yeah.
And he like the lady was like who hit him was like really sorry about it,
Mm-hmm.
but he sued her anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that relates because like hell, you could get like a lot of money out of that lawsuit, and because like you're the victim.
Yeah, but then
you
I
get to choose the consequence.
Yeah, but then again, I think he did it for a prank. That's like a different story though.
The victim or the
Like the guy
who gave him
the dude who gave him the Oreo.
Yeah, the victim obviously wasn't the prank.
I also when one of our friends hit a person with a car. We all know him, but I'm not gonna name this.
Okay, you don't have to name him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name
I
him.
didn't know about this,
Yeah.
but okay.
39 people that are watching?
You know
who
who
it
it is. You know who it is. I see you out on the road, not sharing with you. Okay.
It's probably one of the 39 people that are watching, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe.
maybe 39 car spots. But what am I saying? So the thing with lawsuits is if there's a cost that's attached to whatever health expense that you that occurred after a certain accident that was not your fault, of course the lawsuit get that cost covered because you're not. It's like
You're entitled.
it happened. You're entitled. It happened to you because of them. They are liable to your bill. But it can be misused because it's a system after all. So you can be like, oh, well, there are people who jump in front of cars.
No,
to claim
yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen
those
that happen
videos.
with eyes.
Yeah.
Like
I've seen that in
a
like
car in
Pakistan
front of me.
and
A
stuff.
car in front of me
Yeah,
was
a lot of
going,
people do that.
and then this like sort of home. I don't know. He looked pretty well, but I couldn't judge. So the guy jumped in front of the car, and the car like screeched to a halt. I was behind this car. The car screeched to a halt, but still.
He still ran and like.
Yeah, he still ran onto the road, and then like there was a whole scene about it, and I guess we moved on, but it was pretty evident that that guy was.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of people nowadays are getting cameras for their cars to like put in.
Oh
in front,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
that, yeah.
Cameras are definitely your friend on the road. Did you hear Tesla has like cameras for scratches?
Yeah,
People scratch Teslas, cut their charging cords and all whatever. There are some.
It's becoming a serious problem, I think.
It's becoming a serious problem. People, especially in like.
Third world countries.
No.
They can even be here too.
I mean, Tesla in America at least. People at the public charging stations, people cut the cord. They park their truck sideways so that you can. I saw this happen in Folsom, by the way. They park their truck sideways in front of the chargers so that people can't charge their Tesla. It's just hate against Electric
It's just-
cars?
It's just because people think they can get away with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah. It's
There's
a lot of
consequences
people
behind
do stuff like that all the time and
Yeah.
get away with it.
Yeah.
That's just that's how it is.
This is how it is.
Okay.
Really,
Going
Drew?
back to
Don't speak while we
the
drink.
the guy was homeless. You said.
Yeah. He was almost guy. I think it's kind of messed up too that he just like, cause he did it for a prank, but then again it's still messed up that he just like did it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You
Can you not?
There's just over here making a scene. I swear.
I'm sorry. I'm messed up. Sorry.
You mess every day, bud.
is a big problem.
I've been messed
Definitely,
up.
there's a lot of problems.
You got me messed up, Drew.
I got you messed up?
Yeah.
We've both been messed up.
No, just you. I walk in your room and you're playing video games all day. That's incredible.
Bro, it's
You
summer.
guys have a really like
Summer.
hate-love relationship, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the homeless guy and the,
Just switching.
the double stuffed Oreo at 2 days?
Homeless got me?
You're talking about me and Drew.
Yeah. We're talking about
Yeah,
us.
if I was
Me and
gonna
Drew?
go, yeah.
No, dude.
You guys have any ways that we could fix the homelessness problem? In like maybe like a city of San Francisco. or
Homelessness
something?
problem?
You guys could think of anything on the spot?
So it's, as we learned, we actually read Cuckoo's Nest. Like this question actually hits directly to our last unit in English. Well,
Really?
easy, like a
I
way
don't
to
think Miss
solve.
Pierce brought anything up about.
Really?
Yeah.
It's-
You
it's-
talk about it.
yeah,
No,
it's
because
mental.
we do
Mental
other
health.
things. Because we read Cuckoo's Nest long.
So Cuckoo's
before you
Nest
guys
was
did.
like a book about.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was a book about a mental asylum and how it's ran, and the overall message on it was the healthcare system and in the end a person goes homeless, quote unquote, and how the homeless people directly relate to the mental health care system, and part of it is you're homeless because A, you have a mental health problem, or B, it's some
Financial
socioeconomic
problems.
status
Yeah.
or socioeconomic problems area. But there are so many ways to get out of homelessness, at least in America, that from what I've seen in Rags Rich's story. And those people are completely sane, or at least they're able to do what they're doing to get out of that situation. But most people are homeless or in jail because of
Most people are victims too of their
victims.
status
Yeah,
because
victims of status.
they think, why is this happening to me and I can't do anything about it. Someone come help me. In order to fix the homelessness problem, you have to have a bunch of people who want to not be homeless anymore, who will take into their own
Take a
hands,
stand of it. Yeah.
take into their own hands their own life, take control of it, and do something about it.
Yeah.
And those people will no longer be homeless soon after. But most people aren't like that. Even people that aren't homeless, most people aren't like that.
Yeah, like it's all about entitlement, because when it comes down to it, some people, a lot of people actually think I'm entitled to a good life. It just doesn't come like that. You have to work for it. You need to have the want to achieve it. You need, like, I want a glass of water, so I'm gonna get it. If I don't want it, then why am I gonna get it?
Yeah.
So it's all stuff like that, and it makes a big circle down to they have other problems to deal with, like drug issues, and
A lot of homeless veterans
Prison-
have like
prison.
PTSD and stuff.
PTSD.
Yeah.
It's all issues that they're dealing with in the time at the moment, which they can't overcome or undercut to deal with the actual reality of the economy, being that it's ruthless against people who don't want to achieve.
Well,
Yeah,
definitely, but
saying.
do you think they can't fix the PTSD problem and like the drug addict problem on their own? 'Cause-
That's where health
That's why they got
Yeah.
health comes
rehab
in.
and stuff.
So
But then again, they don't want to fix it. As like you guys said, like they don't want to fix it.
Yeah, because they're victims. They
Yeah, they're
think
victims.
they think, oh,
Yeah.
why did this
Yeah.
happen to me?
yeah,
I'm homeless because of this, so I'm just gonna be homeless.
yeah.
Then they're just homeless.
So
They-
then, do you think that we should even consider it a problem?
I mean, no, it definitely is a problem.
It's a problem, but it's not the problem. It doesn't have a normal solution. You have to understand the mental and philosophical aspect. Not philosophical. It's just a common knowledge aspect behind it, meaning the thought process of what a homeless person actually thinks when they're homeless. Because it's definitely it's a difficult life, but it's definitely possible to come out of those situations. I know for a fact that the economy is forgiving. There's so many things that a person can do to get a job. It's just stuff like that, you know.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. Just take it into your own hands.
Yeah, take your life into your own hands. You're not entitled to anything, so just do it.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah. You guys want to go into the SoundCloud portion?
Yeah. So we're gonna end off the video here. Thanks for watching.
Oh, wait, do you guys have any socials you guys want to plug? Instagram, Snapchat, I don't know.
I think.
You guys want to say any last messages for the people?
Sure. I'll plug it right here. Boom. Just kidding, because I don't really care if you follow me or not, you know.
The editor will plug it in.
I
It's like,
don't
boom.
care.
That's mine.
If you guys know me, follow me.
Yeah, you guys can
If you don't
follow
know me, I'm
on
not going to add you, so.
If you don't know me, follow
Instagram.
me. If you know me, talk to me, okay?
If you're a female, definitely talk to him.
If you're a female, call me.
If you're a male, also talk to him.
Male's it's a second priority kind of thing, okay?
I mean, honestly, it's an equal priority for you, bud.
You don't know that.
That's 2019.
No, I do know that.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't know that. Maybe,
Yeah.
I just like friends, okay? I like good people like
Yeah.
Baez, Damon, you know?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
If you thought that was in a different kind of way,
It
you
might be.
played yourself. What?
It might be.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're gonna
make
head
sure
off to
follow
SoundCloud
everything.
now.
Yeah. So
Follow us
BCT.
on Instagram, SoundCloud. If you want to
Yep.
listen to the
Follow
rest, follow us on SoundCloud.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Peace.
See you later. Bye.
And actually, first, me and Joe would show you our handshake.
Oh.
All right, that was it.
All right.
Got it.
See ya.
Deuces.